Warning, the following video you are about to watch mentions and references the disgusting film Cuties on Netflix, where it displays the sexualization of minors and children directed towards pedophiles and straight up weirdos on this planet. Please, for the love of all things holy, do not search up this movie and watch it, as it is disgusting and the FBI needs to investigate anyone who enjoyed and liked this movie. Viewer discretion is advised. May God have mercy on your soul. Now, I'm pretty sure you and everybody around the world has heard of this new poor excuse of a movie put out on Netflix called Cuties, and I'm pretty sure you have, because people like Optimus have made 2 videos about it, and Moist Critical himself made videos about it as well, and literally everybody who has common sense and moral standings made videos about it. Originally, I wasn't even gonna cover this because everybody else already did, and probably could discuss it way better than I probably ever could. And if it came down to it, this is one of those topics that I shouldn't even have to discuss, because this should be common sense for people in society to point out and say, hey, this is not okay and we will not stand for this. Now, I know good and well that this video will probably most likely receive the infamous yellow money icon next to the monetization sign on my channel, but now that I'm seeing that people are defending this quote unquote movie, I think it's my YouTube duty to do so and tell those people that they don't know what they're talking about and they need to listen to what I got to say. Now, before I get into this, for the record, I wouldn't call this what they call a movie as much as I would call it a softcore pornography directed towards pedophiles. It's nothing short of a movie that sexualizes kids and exploits kids in the process, and that's all it will ever be. Now, since the first official backlash came out, Netflix came out and then defended this movie, talking about how it was about girls who explore their femininity and they were exploring how the world works, and pretty much throwing every BS excuse in the book possible to defend this movie being up on their platform. And so much backlash has sparked, and rightfully so, that people on Twitter had the hashtag cancel Netflix trending in America for 2 days straight and peaked at #1 on trending for a few hours. And this isn't one of those classic Twitter cancels where people get offended over literally nothing. People are actually canceling their Netflix subscriptions because of the movie Cuties. And as someone who is against cancel culture myself, I can actually get behind this one, because unlike other cases where a bunch of people get offended on Twitter and decide to boycott a company over something stupid and pretty much pointless, this one is outright disgusting and just straight up disturbing, to put into better words. Now, if you haven't seen the trailer or seen the movie in and of itself, please, for the love of God, do not make the mistake of watching it, because I generally feel if you watch it, you're gonna end up on a watch list somewhere. From what I've seen majority on Twitter, and I gotta tell you right now, I was so close to throwing up all over my gaming setup and all over my carpets from what I witnessed a couple days ago. Now, I have a strong stomach and I can handle gory and gruesome stuff in video games and movies, but there is some amount of things that I simply can't handle, and the sexualization of kids and children is one of them. Now, if you still don't know what I'm talking about exactly, I'm not going to show you the poster, because the poster itself is disgusting and it's explicitly hypersexualizing children, but I'm going to read you a small list of things that I found on Twitter via a screenshot from a couple scenes in the movie in and of itself. Alright, now on screen you can see a list of some of the things here in the movie, and I'm just going to read this aloud for you. Now, 2 male security guards stop the girls, and one girl says, "But we're dancers, we have a dance competition to get to," and then proceeds to what the fuck? He let them, what? He lets them go. Okay, the 4 girls are practicing for the competition. The scene includes them repeatedly holding and smacking each other on the behind while they twerk and pulling on each other's clothing. Oh my god. Okay, let me just continue. One girl takes a photo of her. Oh my god in heaven. Okay, I have to blur that out. Okay, and post it online, but you know what I'm talking about. A 5-year-old girl takes a turn at webcam adult, films. Then a young girl tries to take a photo of a schoolboy's tallywhacker. A girl takes a used what? Okay, I'm done with this shit. I'm done. Okay, guys, I gotta keep it 350 like the Adidas Yeezys right now, and I did not expect any of this as what I read to you. I just took the screenshot and then just saved it for later when I decided to, do this video, and I censored some parts in this, and I guess you can agree with me when I say this, and in the words of the legend himself, Angry Grandpa,
holy motherfucking shit!
Like, what in the name of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce was Netflix thinking when they decided to greenlit this movie? How in God's name did this disgusted, perverted, pedo-friendly, sad excuse of a movie even make it through the meeting board at Netflix? This is by far one of the most vomit-inducing things I have ever read in my almost 20 years of life on this earth. And might I add, this is just 6 or so scenes from this movie that I just read to you. If this is what they show in just 6 scenes, then God only knows what is going to be in the rest of the movie, which is about 90 minutes long. And the part that gets me the most about this whole entire situation, and yes, I'm getting sort of irate and mad about this, is that this was almost marketed as if it was a kid's movie. That's the thing, and might I add, this movie is rated mature, so kids can't watch it. So if it's not for your younger demographic, and if most people with common sense and a brain can come to the conclusion that this is a disgusting movie, then there's only one demographic that this is directed towards, and that is the pedos and straight up weirdos that's walking around on this earth. And before I get into this part, I just have one simple question. Who in their right minds allowed their children to be in this movie and to be doing these scenes? Whoever the parents are of these kids who were in this movie needs to be arrested, charged with child abuse, and have their kids taken away from them permanently. Because there is no way in the bowels of hell I would allow my son or daughter that I don't have to star in this movie, and this is what's going on in this movie. This is not a joke. If I was a dad for one of these girls that auditioned to be one of the stars in this movie, and I find out that this is what's gonna be going on in it, I would most likely have to go to jail for at least 155 years after what I'm done with everybody that is involved with this movie. And if I catch anyone I know watching this movie and enjoying it, I'm calling the FBI and ratting them out to the local authorities and testifying against them in a court of law. You think Tekashi 6ix9ine is a snitch now? You haven't seen anything yet. And the main reason why I'm getting so mad is because this hits too close to home, because I have a niece, well, 2 of them, and I got a nephew, and they're all within the age range of 2 and 8 years old. And I can't imagine some McLovin looking weirdo motherfucker coming near them and doing who knows what to them. And I promise you that if that day ever comes, everybody involved is going out like Sosa's henchmen in Scarface. Now the worst part of it all is that you got people on this earth defending this movie, and then you got people that's trying to make this a political argument in our country. I'm not being funny. This is actually happening. Now, as you guys can see from this screenshot that's from the New Yorker that I found online, it says Cuties, the extraordinary Netflix debut that became the target of a right-wing campaign. People are really thinking that this piece is to fulfill a right-wing agenda. And see, this is where I'm starting to get pissed off again. Because something like this, as serious as pedophilia is not a political debate. Something like this has nothing to do with your age, your gender, your race, your sexual orientation, or your political beliefs. This depends on if you're a normal, basic, functioning human being or not. This is something that the average person looks at and says that this is wrong. And this is the problem that people have with America, and myself that I have with America today, and that is the mainstream media is always on an agenda to keep America divided as much as possible and turn people against them over stuff that should be common sense. Black Lives Matter and equal human rights is a political debate. The LGBT community and gay rights is a political debate. Wearing a mask in public to protect yourself against a virus is a damn political debate. None of these things that I just listed to you should never be argued or spun to fit some kind of political propaganda or agenda. Now, I'm not a politics guy. Frankly, I don't give 2 shits about politics, but it straight up pisses me off that you got situations like this where it is clear as day wrong, and then it's instantly spun to fit some type of narrative of some type of political ideology. These situations and topics are based around just basic human decency and integrity, and that's how it should be. And now, I don't have much time, So I will cover this in another video when I get the chance, but overall, this whole entire thing is disgusting, and it truly makes me sick where society and the human race is going to at this juncture. Man, people these days make me sick. They really do. I don't have a Netflix account personally, but after this, I probably never will make one, just for the simple fact that I just watch YouTube all day and play video games and draw. So yeah, that's really all I have to say, because I ramble long enough as it is. So let me know what you guys think about this whole entire situation down in the comments down below. I know this is sort of like a relatively long video, but I feel like that this needed to be said, and frankly I don't care what anybody says. This movie is disgusting, and if you support this, you support pedophilia. But let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments down below. This your boy Gwop. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you're new, and I'm out, bruh.